Hello, good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, Tuesday the 11th. So we kind of run out of stuff to do over here on the farm. Still wait to spray, so the airplane is doing a spray work at this moment on the cotton. Yeah, we need to do some bush hogging, but again it's too wet. I can go work on the levees and stuff, which is not that important but keeps us busy. So what's left to do is to work on these babies. Tinas has been working on his. I think he's about done. Got a couple other final stuff to check over, but other than that I think that combine is about ready to go. Mine, I haven't worked on mine, but mine is pretty new. This will be its third year cutting some grain, but I mean we don't do much, so I think it got like maybe 500 engine hours on it, so it's got like 200 or 300 rotor hours. So there's nothing to replace on this yet. We'll just go over it, make sure all the belts and chains and bearings and everything is good, which everything should be good. Yeah, that one, everything is also good still on it. It does have a little more hours on it, which is not much. I think it's still below 1,000, so that is I think it's a 2017 maybe, S670, and this is a 2020 or 2021 machine, or 22, I'm not sure, but this is a 780, so this is a big boy. So yeah, we just want to start going through it. Probably spent about 2 days on it. We do need Wade to come out here, and there's a couple of codes on here they need to attend to, and we need to pull the chafer again, because one of the louvers is not sitting right, and then we'll most probably gonna need to do a chafer and a sieve calibration on it, just to make sure that's right. And yeah, I got my little handy dandy mosquito machine right here, because there's a bunch of them, bunch of mosquitoes. So I think the rest of the crew is up in town. I'm not sure what they're gonna work on today. I think at McKee they got a little bit of rain. So, but we do have a big problem over there. Our big pivot over there decided it's not gonna walk in a straight line, and I think at tower 8 or something, it's a 17 tower, so it's pretty big. I think at tower 8 it just stopped walking because the drive shaft broke, and the rest just kept on walking, and the safety switch never cut off, and so the pivot walked all the way till it got stuck in a ditch. It missed 2 pivot bridges, and then it was still not cutting off. So my brother was over there, and he saw that there's something wrong with the pivot, and he went and cut it off. And yeah, he saw that the pivot is kinked like literally 90 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Nobody knows how in the hell that happened, because as soon as a pivot gets out of line, it has switches that'll activate and it'll cut a pivot off. So one of those switches did not activate, and we can't wrap our head around it, because even if a switch is malfunctioning, it will not let a pivot walk because it won't let power through. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what's up with that, but let's get started by opening everything up. Take covers off, open those covers. We're gonna basically strip down it again and check chains, check the rotor, check bearings in there, and we'll take you all through the whole process. That one, Tina's service, that one, he did an oil change on that, all new filters. On mine, I'm not sure if we will do it, because it was serviced last year and we did not cut a whole lot of grain with it. Of course, we don't have a whole lot, but yeah, so this is kind of what it looks like if it's all stripped down. And you can still take some stuff out of there, but yeah. For people that has a 670, they probably know that's a hell of a machine. That's the first combine we had over here, and then they bought this one as well. But I did not have any problems with that combine. I mean, you got normal wear and tear, but that thing will eat some soybeans. So let's start. So for the ones that never been around the combine, you open this up, you have a little ladder to get up here, and this is the engine compartment. You got your DEF and you got your diesel. So this whole tank going down and all of that is fuel. I don't know how much gallons it holds. It's probably, I'm gonna go ahead and say at least 300 gallons to 500 gallons. I'll have to look it up, but this baby will burn it all in one day. Easy. You cut about 300 acres a day of soybeans, yeah. You out of fuel by about 10 or 11 at night if you get to cut the whole day. So yeah, then you get to the engine compartment. Got a little ladder up here, and you can get up here. That's a grain tank right there. It'll open up, and yeah, pretty interesting. Y'all will get to see all of it, from how we work on it until we done cleaning it at the end of the year after harvest. So yeah. So the very first thing I've noticed when I pull this first cover is this. So this is the adjustment of this chain, and the more you adjust it, it pulls this tight or loosen it up. So got a little washer right here, and you want that end to be flush with the washer, and we are already out of adjustment because it's already pushing to the front. So when that happens, you have to take a half link out on this chain right here. I think it got like 2 half links in here, So you will have to turn this around till you get to the half links, and I think you grind them out. I can't remember. I'll have to. We've done it on this one before. You grind those little things out and take the half link out, but I might be not correct on that. You might have just two little split pins you pull out. I can't remember, but we'll have to check that. But yeah, but what concerns me about it is this machine is, I mean, it doesn't have about 300 hours on the separator, and it's already out of adjustment. So that what tells me is the people who had it before us did not check the tension very good, and it stretched the chain out too much, and yeah, that is why maintenance is so much required. Every morning before you start cutting, you have to do maintenance on your combine. But yeah, I guess just some people just don't do it. They just don't care. So yeah, I'm gonna hit my buddy up at John Deere and ask him about this, if it's normal for about 300 hours, but I don't know, it doesn't seem normal to me. So we'll continue pulling some covers. It just opens up everything, so so this chain has also 3 links that you can take out if you're out of adjustment right here and right here. that's not really adjustable. That's just you go on the big sprocket, which you only do when you cut rice or wheat. You take this up. When you go on the smaller sprocket, you go down. Just and then yeah, once we still have some tension that we could have done it. So what all we would have done is adjust this tension. Probably end of the year we'll have to take out a half link, and it'll give us some more adjustment. We start over. But I'm going to take this chain off. Just check the normal wear and tear on it. This should be still good. I'm still waiting on my buddy to text me back about this. And yeah, we're gonna check some tension. Well, like we probably say tension. You can tension this up. This is the slip clutch. So whenever something gets stuck, like a limb or something gets stuck in the feed house, it'll slip right here, and it prevents stuff from breaking. You can also grease it. If you over grease it, it tends to slip very easily, so you put 1 or 2 pumps a year in this. Then we got some other grease alamites over here. Bearings and stuff we'll check, other belts we'll check, and yeah, just go on over. So a good way that I like to check my chain tension is, this is the link that you can take out, and if you have any wear on the spin, then you know it's time for a new chain. Also you can check for some slack like this, side to side, which even a new chain will have some slack, but side to side, but up and down there shouldn't be any. This one has very little, so it's a little rusty, that's all. I might put it in a bucket with some diesel, just soak it in there for a little bit, and we'll sling it back on. But yeah, a good put it like this on the ground, and if it's makes more than a half circle, you know it's pretty worn out. So, but yeah, we'll still run this. If you keep up with the maintenance on the combine, you can get a lot of hours out of a lot of stuff. So now that that is off, we can check these slides. This one is, you all can see, it doesn't have a lot of meat left. Then you might start rubbing through on this metal right here. And again, if your maintenance on your chains is not good, you don't check your tension every day, that's gonna wear out very fast. Right here we just check for the belts, see if they have any cuts or something wear on them. We'll get a pry bar and we'll pry on some of these pulleys, make sure they're still tight. And man, this stuff is so dusty. And yeah, we'll check the fan. This is the fan. We'll check that all the blades are still intact, no pieces missing. Look for cracks, whatever. Up here, this is the auger trough, and we'll check that bearings right there. We have 4 of these augers in here. This is in the auger bay. We'll check for that is supposed, well, that is open because I have the gate, the little latch down there open. But we'll see, we'll watch for cracks in there. Same on that one. Don't mind, it's a little dusty in here. I guess I didn't do a perfect job of cleaning the inside of it, but and then on the other side we'll go, this is the concaves right here. We will go take the rotor out of here and turn that and make sure everything is good. We'll check, make sure all these copper pins is in here. Check that bearing up there. So this right here and over here is it's actually his cameras, because this combine has combine automation, and right there it takes pictures of what is inside here or going through the field, and it will actually adjust itself by taking pictures and trying to get the best sample possible. And the same over here. This camera takes pictures of the clean grain elevator. It takes the grain up to the grain tank, and if there's too much foreign material in there, it'll take pictures and send it to the cab. It also has a live feed, so while I'm combining, I can look at a screen and I can constantly see what's going through here. So we'll just check these, make sure the screens is all clean. It just needs a little cleaning. And this right here is actually what takes another sample. This little auger in here. So there's a diagram that shows you where's all the grease elements. Pretty confusing, yeah. There's a diagram for this main belt behind here. Little more. Oh yeah, that's a little better. So you can move it side to side, but you can't pull it away. Good enough. Alright, so we're back at the combine now. We went and picked up some of those stumps in that one field they landformed. Before the soybeans gets too tall and you can't see it anymore. Anyway, I need to get a couple of these fingers for my combine. Over here behind by the spreaders. I think I need like 3 sets. right there, right there. Supposed to look like this. So anyway, back in here, these chopper blades, not too long, then we'll have to put a couple new ones on. They are pretty expensive, but I figured out a way to make the life of these longer by not running my blades in. I take them out, and all that does, it just chops the straw of the soybeans. It chops them in little bitty pieces if you put your knives in. But that also make these chopper blades dull way faster, and it, believe it or not, it takes quite a bit of horsepower also. So yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna check a couple more things over and then head home. I need to go cut grass, and we'll be back tomorrow continuing with this, and I have to spray cotton again. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we are back at the combine. We can't spray right now because it rained a little bit, and there is more rain coming according to the radar. So I guess we'll continue on with this baby. Oh damn, look at those mosquitoes. I don't have my handy dandy little thing yet today, so I might have to go grab some off out of my truck and just spray me down, otherwise I'll get eaten alive. Anyway, right there I need a like a little clip on my unloading auger chain. Just the right word. So that's something I need to get. Check this exhaust filter, whatever you want to call it. It probably needs changed. We're gonna check these belts over here, and then we're gonna put a rotor in neutral, and we're gonna most probably lower one of those crates right there, so we can turn it, and we're gonna sit here and watch, make sure all these rafts bars is in good shape, and that all the hardware is there. It's kind of a slow process because I'm not taking out a concave, because those son of a guns is hard to get back in. So yeah, we'll just double check, make sure that looks fine. We'll check that drive shaft right there. We'll check the oil in that 5-speed gearbox up there. That's what run the feeder house. Also, the rotor gearbox is back in there. It has a dipstick on it. Make sure that rotor belt is good, and check the fan on this end. Also check this like the differential or whatever you want to call it on this side of the combine, and we'll check all those belts. And behind this is the batteries. The other day was dead for some reason, I don't know why, so we'll check that, and we'll check these shaker arms. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so what I did is, this is called the separating crate. This is where the separation happens during the harvest process. And So you got little spacers, and so mine sits like this. Every other one is spaced out. And if you harvest corn, they recommend you putting this first 3, you space them out. And then when you cut soybeans, you need to put it back. But what I do is I run my front one spaced out, my second one spaced in, my third one spaced out, and the fourth one is automatically like not spaced out. So by doing that, when the material comes through here, it creates a wavy effect, and it cleans a little better or separates a little better. So that's how I like to run mine. What we're gonna do now is stick my hand in here. As you all can see, I can freely spin the rotor. You just have to be careful to not get your hand caught in here, but we'll spin it, and we will check all these separating tines in here. Let me get my flashlight. So that's a separating tine. That's what separates the stuff. So we got a couple of them. We're gonna check those, make sure all the hardware is there, and then we'll get in there and look everything over. Each tine is bolted on with 2 bolts, so we just make sure both bolts is there while we spin it around. Normally this stuff don't lose or you have any problems unless you get a rock or something in your combine. It can cause major damage. So we have essentially make it around the combine. I haven't been on top of it and in the grain tank. We will do that once we're done over here. So right here is a dipstick for this gearbox down here. I'm gonna check that wall. I'm gonna go over this belt, check to see if we got any leaks on this quick coupler where the header hooks up. Just kind of go over all this stuff. I'm still trying to decide if I'm supposed to take out a half link or not. I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the season and I'm out of tension on my feeder house chain. So I already checked those tines up in there. All of them is there, all of them is still good. Then we'll get in down there, make sure all those gears and bearings up there of the shoe augers is fine, and make sure all these linkages and sensors, nothing is bent, everything looks good. Oil is so clean you can barely see it, but it's on the mark. So that's good. Here in the engine compartment, what we look for here is this little belt. Make sure it's in good shape, make sure the pulleys, bearings in good shape. I don't see anything wrong right here. This whole screen clean from debris when you're harvesting, because this is the radiator that's back here. So it has, when you are combining, it sucks air that in here that cools the engine. But if this is all plugged up, the engine is gonna run hot. So if that belt broke, this will not turn and the temperatures will go up, and if you're not watching the temperatures and stuff, then you will overheat the engine, which is not good. So you'll get to the radiators. Here's the radiator. This little, I don't know what it's for, but it goes like, it turns like that while you're harvesting. And what you want to do is make sure that bearing in there is tight, because if it's not and this thing wiggles, it'll catches on the radiator and it'll create a hole, and you have a couple $1000s to spend, because they'll have to buy a new radiator. So this one looks pretty good, not too bad. Just making sure all these hoses looks good. So y'all can see how dirty this is. That's just from sitting over time. This combine, we pressure washed it, hand washed it and waxed it. So as crazy as it sounds, when it just like a week or two before we will go and harvest, we'll start harvesting, I'll just pressure wash mine again. Although it's gonna get dirty the very first day we cut corn, the stuff should come off pretty easily since it waxed. It is waxed. So we're gonna go over the engine compartment. What we do mainly on the engine compartment is we're gonna check for mice damage, because we do have mice and we've been trying to keep them out of the combines, and we haven't been very successful this far. So we will just go over everything, make sure we don't have any mice damage. See what the oil looks like in this one. Oh yeah, it's good. I need to check on the hours on this combine. I don't know if we're gonna service it or not. So that's the rotor gear case right there. That's the rotor belt. And let me tell you all, when it's hot and sunny outside, you're harvesting and that belt breaks, it's hell to get it out. It's not easy, and you have to deal with the heat of the engine. So that's a very miserable job if you have any problems down there. But yeah, it has a dipstick on it. We'll pull that, we'll check the oil in that, we'll check that belt over. So right there is the rotor. It goes down all the way under the cab. So that's how much hours this combine has on. That's engine hours and that's separator hours. So when those two are close together, you know a combine hasn't really traveled much. It was always in the field. But we do travel back and forth to Clarksdale, which is about 23 miles. So yeah, and then we got the maintenance. So I'll ask Brenner, we might just service it and be done with it. Whew, well that took a while. Okay. So now we've opened all of this up. Now you can look at the feed accelerator right there. And then right there is the rotor bearing. And to get a better look at that is take the black cover off. But usually when that bearing goes out, you can feel it in the cab. So it's kind of how you know rotor bearing is out. And so we check right here is this top sprockets, make sure they're all good. And then we got little slides right here that we need to check. So that's what we're gonna. So I got it unfolded, it's open now. So barely clears it under here, but it's open. At least it's pretty clean in here. It was dang dirty when I washed it, but it took me a while in the grain tank. So we didn't do a whole lot in here. So these little things you see right there, that one, that one, it's load sensors, and that has to do with the active yield system that this combine has. Basically it calibrates the yield as you go through the field, and so this combine is pretty accurate. I mean, you can still calibrate it, which we'll probably try and do, but it's pretty accurate throughout the field on yield. So I got this all loosened up, and so in here there's the top of the clean grain elevator. That sprocket looks pretty good. That plate back in there looks good. This is the also one of the yield sensors right here. Well, this is the mass flow sensor. Let me rephrase that. It's the mass flow sensor. And then you got a gearbox down there, which I already checked the oil right in there. So yeah, everything looks good. Well, we kind of got done with the combine, and I just got done spraying that cotton fields. So I'm gonna get back to bush hogging some ditches before they take the tractor tomorrow to go work on some deer plots for this fall. So yep, I'm gonna mess around with this. So all that needs to be done still on my combine is we need to pull the chafer again, and we need to double check with Wade or John Deere or whoever about that feeder house chain, whether I should take out a half link or run it another year. And then combine is ready to go. We still have to go through the headers. I know the soybean header, it needs a couple of skid plates, and we need to replace the center draper valve. The corn headers, I'm not sure about them. We'll just check all the gearbox. We'll just check oils, we'll check bearings, we'll check drive shafts, and that's about it. Oh, and we'll check the gathering chains, but they should be in good shape. Well, we're just finishing up right here, and then we're gonna head home. I have to go cut some grass at a house, so yeah, this corn looks dang beautiful. And this farm, I'd say this is my most uniform field. This one right here. It's tall, it's about 6 to 7 feet tall corn. On the other side of the road, that stuff is also very even. It's a little shorter, but the yield doesn't lay in the how tall the plant is. The yield lays in the carb that it's making. So yeah. With that said, that's gonna be the end of this video. I know it looks like we didn't do a whole lot on the combine. I did a few things off camera, a few stuff that I checked and stuff, but definitely when we go through the headers and stuff, I'll definitely show you all some of that as well. Yeah, well, if y'all like this videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, let us know down in the comments. Tell us what we need to change. And yeah, we'll catch y'all in the next one.